All right, Jay Capone, how's it going?
None, man. I've been great, man. How you been, man? It's been a while, man. Back with another one, right?
It's been a while, man. We back with another one, man. What's been going on since our last interview?
Man, bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. I done grew up my TikTok and YouTube space. I've been blowing up kinda on the YouTube and TikTok wave. With the streaming stuff, I done figured out new avenues, got closer to God. I've actually grown up since the last time we talked, bro. That's about what it really been. I've grown up, got a little older, a lot wiser, and that's about it, man.
Any news with the music? You doing anything musically?
I mean, I'm always working, bro. I'm always in the studio. I'm always pushing and working as far as music. The only thing with music is like, how you get that new fling, and you kind of turn your main bitch into your side bitch, bro. Like I kind of discovered a new lane, and I done kind of low key turned my main into my side, folks. You know what I'm saying? And I done turned the side into the main a little, but I'm still working. I be in the studio a lot more than I stream. You know what I'm saying? So that's still my main within as far as the work ethic, but the streaming space is just so easy, bro. Like I honestly thought that the rap, when you come from the streets, you think rap money is the easiest money you can find, and then you start doing streaming and getting in that type of space, and you realize that you literally can sit on your couch every day and make thousands. Like you can really like just, and you ain't got to fake kick it with nobody or nothing, which is what you got to do in rap and all of this other entertainment, or a part of the entertainment business. You know what I'm saying? You got to phony kick it sometimes. You got to with people who you really probably shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? But in this streaming space, bro, you can literally set up your phone and be right here in the game chat by yourself and going up. You know what I'm saying? It's such a, I don't even want to say sweet, because I actually fuck with it. I don't even want to make it seem like it's just some shit I'm just doing for money. I think it's cool. You know what I'm saying? So still working on music, still is my main squeeze, but this streaming thing, they got a hold of me. I ain't gonna even lie to you, man.
Getting on YouTube for a few hours and making thousands is definitely easier than hitting the studio, making sure it's mixed and mastered, having to shoot the music video, having to get everybody together, having to put out all the money. I mean, it's a lot of work, and then there's no guarantee you're even gonna make money or get a record. It's tough.
Exactly, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you've been in this business and entertainment also a long time. So you understand that part of it, just like having to do a lot to get things done, man. You know what I'm saying? And so the space that I'm in, I'm enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? Because that is hard, man. A lot of the music space is you doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot. People look at it like, man, he got them clout, he's shooting videos and he doing millions, so it must be easy. Like, man, you really gotta work. It ain't gonna come sweet, man. You know what I'm saying? So for sure, it's definitely sweeter than rap. But like I said, man, I ain't gave up the grind. We still pushing the music. It's just the streaming shit, it corrupt me right now. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what it is, man. Hey, at least you're getting money. That's all that matters right there, man.
For sure.
All right, man. So I'm gonna get into probably the biggest thing that's been going on, man, is recently Boss Top was on No Jumper, and during this interview, they asked him about a story you told about a watch that allegedly he stole. And when they asked him about you, he said he didn't know who you were. What's your thoughts on that?
I ain't gonna lie. When it first happened, I was pissed off. I was a little mad, but I honestly wasn't mad at all once I actually seen the whole clip. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't just deny he didn't know me, which was what the blogs all put out. Like the blogs made it such a big thing about him acting like he didn't know me, but he literally didn't claim anybody that had something to say about him that he probably didn't like. They asked him about another guy who rapped about robbing and taking his pipe and shooting Top, and Top said he didn't know him. They asked Top about J Hood, a person from his block, and he said he didn't know him. You know what I'm saying? So once I seen that, I'm just like, well, I guess he he playing I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you got to look at it like some people book you for interviews, bro, and they be trying to get tea and you give them piss. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it was him just trying to give piss when he know people trying to give tea, or he just really didn't want to, entertain nothing about nobody that was saying that he felt like was saying something bad about him. So I honestly was kind of, threw off at first, but I ain't. Once I figured out everything and realized that he basically said he don't know nobody that he actually know outside of Smirk now and Lil Jeff. I ain't getting up about that shit.
Yeah, I kind of felt like he didn't want to go viral. He didn't want to give no energy to anything.
Yeah, like even if you watch the interview, like that's the kind of thing like that was making me come to this conclusion as well. It's like, when you ever seen Top like that? You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't never really seen him that calm, cool, really like, he kind of not even giving a lot of the shit really energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was looking at it like, man, maybe they trying to get some tea. Maybe he giving them piss. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably what it was. And he fresh out. Maybe he ain't looking for that type of attention right now. So he wasn't trying to do no negative shit. He was talking about being a Muslim and all that type of shit. So maybe he was just giving them piss.
Some other sad news happened, man. And I'm sure you knew this guy, but I'm gonna ask you anyway, man.
Mm-hmm.
Old Block Louie recently passed away. I believe the reports are it is from the head injury that he sustained the night that Vaughn was killed.
Mm-hmm.
That's at least what I've seen. I don't know, man. Maybe you got better information on that, but did you know Louie? And what was your thoughts on that?
Man, bro. Of course I knew Louis for sure. And man, bro, like I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro. Like when Louis died, it made me sit back and reflect about that whole night Vaughn got killed, folks. You know what I'm saying? Because really, when you think about it, Louis the only one survived that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he the only one got shot and lived. You know what I'm saying? Like Vaughn died, Slutty died. And when it all first happened, the reports was Louis died also. The rest of us didn't figure out Louis was alive for a week. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally had to come back and let the guys know like he ain't dead, he's still breathing. You know what I'm saying? Like for them, they gave up. We thought Louis was dead, man. You know what I'm saying? So to see Louis shake back and actually, to a certain degree, like, trying to recover from that day, and seeing him suffer for, not even just like emotionally because he lost his homie, but every day you got to look in the mirror, you seeing that how your face look and shit like that, how your head look, and you got to remember that night. Like it's sometime, bro, when shit happened to us, we try to do things to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? But how do you get away from a mark that's on your head? Like, how do you get away from thinking about that day, thinking about the consequences of that night, and you got to look in the mirror 24/7? You know what I'm saying? Like that shit, that's one of those things where it's like you can never really escape that pain. You know what I'm saying? So when I see shit like that, bro, and he end up dying for it, just was like, damn, bro, like I get nobody lived to tell the story. Nobody had a motherfucking Cinderella story or nothing, folks. Like that whole night was just a loss. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it really made me up about, folks, because I've been knowing Louis all my life. You know what I'm saying? Like Louis always been a tough individual, man. He always been a guy who, like things don't affect Louis, bro. So I know he was trying to get through and go through this shit as well as anybody that was going through this shit can, folks. Then in the midst of all of this shit going on with Louis, his mama died. You know what I'm saying? So he was suffering on so many levels, folks. You know what I'm saying? But to the world, he getting on and going and moving on. You know what I'm saying? But that shit just showed me, folks, like, damn, that whole night was one of the worst. I always say this shit, bro. Like that night, November 6, 2020. Man, that shit was the worst night of a lot of people's lives, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit it was the worst night of a lot of people's lives, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, we still ain't recovered. And to have one of our homies that was involved with that night, have him die recently, it's like, it's basically a whole 5 years of pain. All this shit basically one big ass episode, bro. Cause we got homies dying in this shit in 5 years ago from that night, and we got homies dying that was involved in that night 5 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like basically one long ass night.
You know, how did you guys meet? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have like a story with Louis or anything you can
Yeah,
share?
man. Like, I've been knowing Louis my whole life, folks. Like, we been in my hood a long time, folks. Like, as just, you know, I've been knowing Louis so long, folks. It's like we met as babies. Like, it's like we didn't even meet. We just been around each other forever, folks. Like, when you from my hood and you really from my hood, folks, like, it's basically a bunch of shorties from the projects running around. Either our daddies know each other or our mamas know each other, folks. But we like homies because we from the same area. You know what I'm saying? So even if this not your everyday homie, the one that's sleeping in the bed or spending the night at your mama house with you, this still your mans that you hoop with on the court, or you know that you be standing in front of the store with, or you know that you might even go on the 2-man with or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just always been just Louis been in my face or vice versa, folks. Like, even before O Block or 600 or any of that shit, folks, like, just hitting them blocks, gang banging, you know, because we was in the field even before we was claiming blocks. You know, you had a little circle and y'all would put 3 initials as y'all name and shit. We used to be, what the GMB, Get Money Boys, and all of that goofy shit shorties do and shit. You know what I'm saying? We used to do shit like that, folks. And it'll be me and Louis, you know, we all in the same crew running through and shit, you know, shit like that, folks. So that's how I always met Louis, folks. That's why we used to argue so much in the hood. Me and Louis used to argue every day. Every day on the block, folks. Because he from the O, I'm from the 6. O Block used to be starting shit with us. Like, in-house beefs and shit. We'll be in the O, and folks them would be like, we'll be chilling. It'll be O Block and 600. Here come Louis or another from the O. Hey, for O Block and 600 fight, we gonna whoop y'all. Like, what the f is y'all thinking about shit like that? Like, for what? Like, and then it gotta be me. My tough ass gotta be the one to really tweak on the phone them, because y'all trying us or something. Y'all trying to size us up. Like, what do that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I used to be like, y'all sizing us up or something on BD for all you. It used to be him and J Hood. Him, J Hood, who the f Jarvis. Man, phone them was tough as hell growing up, man. But they was really like that, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I wanted to get your take on this, man. Not too long ago, a video popped up where you see Mimo 600, and it looks like he's in a club, and he's like kind of dancing to the GD anthem, throwing up GD, and in the video it looked like he was just around and shit. You know what I'm saying? But what was your thoughts on that?
Man, bro, look, Mimo, I always tell, man, like, me and Mimo be talking and shit, bro. Mimo could do what he want at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit with, like, when I see what Mimo be doing, folk, like, all I tell is we deserve it, folk. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's at the point of our life now, folk, like, and I'm talking about, like, me and Mimo them age. You know what I'm saying? Like, we at the point now, bro, where we have to be allowed to graduate. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't be the same young that was want to diss the ops and, you know, like, act like we just getting our feet wet in this shit. Like, we at the age where we looked at as OGs in the streets, bro. Like real shit. Like, we can't even bang the same, bro. Like, we can't do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we done lost so much to this shit, bro, that, you know, it's like, at this point, the who been in the field, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't talking about the little YNs and shit like that. I'm talking about the who really been in the field, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been in the field 15 years of our life. Even more, some of us. You know what I'm saying? We done lost 150, 200 dead homies in this shit, folks. Like, Mimo done lost a brother in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Mimo at the point where he feel like he wanna be on some peaceful shit and he wanna vibe and a lot of shit different and mean less to him, for I think he got that right, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't go into their 40s and 50s and shit worn like we still 16 and shit, folks. Like, You just graduate. You know what I'm saying? Like he just did a 20 versus 1 with J Mane. Like he making real content with folks. You know what I'm saying? He did an interview with him, did the club shit with him, and then he did the 20 versus 1. You know what I'm saying? Like he's showing them like a lot of shit and don't mean as much to him, folks. And it shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody should be allowed to graduate, folks. That's why you got little and big homies. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was coming up and we had all this GD shit going on, you know what I noticed, Cam, folk? When I would go around my dad's friends, cause they all big GDs and shit, when I would go around them, bro, they would all the BDs. So you know what I realized? So while the young sitting out here, we whacking each other, the big dogs, these at the bar together, they going to each other's events and they doing a lot while we on the streets spilling blood, folks. Like real shit, bro. Like these big homies and shit, these understood. We grow out of that shit. They all done shot and killed each other too, but we 50. We 40 something. You know what I'm saying? We in our late 30s. Why is we still acting like this? We got kids, mortgages, car notes. You know what I'm saying? We got a baby seat in the back seat. Why is we out here acting like we got, like, you know, like it's real shit though. Like that's just something I seen for my own eyes, bro. So even me knowing, like, man, bro, you can't fault no for graduating. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit, man, like gotta figure out how they gonna feed their family, how they gonna, you know, survive and stay afloat. You know what I'm saying? That street shit comes second to a lot of shit once you get a certain age. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't about that, folk. Like, you know, we put all this shit on the line. You know what I'm saying? But at this age, folk, we ain't survived to keep doing the same shit, bro. That'll be like spitting in the face of all our dead homies. Them niggas got killed in the street, blood spilled, folk, for playing how we used to play. We can't come 15 years later, get killed on the same shit they got killed on. It's like we ain't learned nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, four of them got killed, they was young and naive. You know what I'm saying? So certain things they couldn't open their eyes and see yet. At this big age, if we die like they did when they was 15 years old, we idiots. We idiots, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got shit to say about that. I feel like it's cool, man. And J Mane, I want to say this about J Mane too, though. J Mane is not oppy as op can get, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how else to explain that, but J Mane is not oppy. Like J Mane actually know us, bro. Like J Mane is from a place that's on our side of town. Like J Mane grew up with us, folks. Like J Mane is who grew up with us and ended up going over there when shit hit the fan and shit. Like J Mane know us, bro. Like if it's anybody from that side that we would, you know, be open minded to even doing any business with or linking with at all, it'll be him. Like I ain't gonna lie, you know, it's some out here you would never see together, folks. Like Kiddo, you would never see him with certain like it's just certain you never gonna see what they ops, bro. It's too much, it's too this, that, it's just what it is. But like J Mane, folks, J Mane is, you know, he rapped, he dissed the guys and shit like that, but outside of that, J Mane really just a chill guy, folks. You know what I'm saying? From the other side. So it ain't like we with who killed our homies and shit like that. It's like with a who used to diss your homies that you really knew your homies. You know what I'm saying? Like really grew up with your homies. So it ain't really like it's like he a op, but he really one of us for real. I tell J Mane that shit all the time.
Now, how did J Mane end up on the other side? He is a BD, Calumet building, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like he really probably should have been with you guys.
But you know what be happening, Cam, folk? When your projects get knocked down, folk, that's how it end up all across town and shit, folk. Like my projects got knocked down. I'm from the low end, Robert Taylor. For my projects got knocked down before they shit. That's how I ended up really being from over there, folk. I would have probably been from the low. Well, I am from the low end, but I probably would have been like, I would have never made it to Woodlawn, Washington Park area for if my projects were still up, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like I probably would have been really, all my roots would have been on the low end. My mother and father's from the low end. So both sides of my family from the same 5-block radius. For my mom and daddy grew up 5 blocks away from each other. You know what I'm saying? So they projects was 5 blocks away. So my whole mother and father side is connected between 2 projects that's 5 blocks away from each other. You know what I'm saying? So had not my projects been knocked down, I probably would have been on the low end, not even 600. You know what I'm saying? So when niggas projects get knocked down, bro, that force fucker the scatter. You ended up on blocks and in hoods you probably wouldn't have been living in, folks. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you gotta remember, folks, he ain't do shit but probably move 3 blocks up the street, and that's how close the quarters is, bro. Like, you can literally, folks, you can be living on this block and this 600. You move on 1 block this way, you in our territory. You know what I'm saying? So his mama probably just was like, hey, babe, I found a house 3 blocks away from the vet building and moved there. And the whole time, that's Gyro City like a and he grew up and was over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just how close our quarters is, bro. Like, you come to the drive, we really literally shut stoves with the ops, folks. We shut stoves with them, for real. Like, we go in the same, this is how I used to see butter and them up there loafing and shit. Like, we got the same stoves, folks. Like, them to be on 61st and King Drive at the stove, we be in that bitch on our way up there too. Like, telling you, folks, that shit is literally that close, folks. We share stoves. That's how close our quarters is. So probably just they knocked the building down. Mama moved a couple blocks away, and then he was forced to grow up with the ops.
What did you think when you seen him in O Block?
Man, you know, I just wish he called E first. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wish he called E first. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about the thing where him and E had the situation, and then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, like, I just wish he called E first. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted him to call E. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Like, I just wanted him to call E, because that's just like if you that where you from, right, Cam? And me and you have a direct argument or a direct situation, you and I, folks. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on some pushing peace shit, you know what I'm saying? And I try to push peace later down the line, but I'm gonna come to your block and do it. But I'm not gonna allow you to bless me in or give me your blessing, folks. Personally, knowing you call shots over there, that's dangerous. That's risky business, bro. Like, I feel like, you know, and E, the reason why I wanted him to reach out to E first is because E has also grown up, bro. Like, E got his own theme. He pushing positivity. He say he don't know what peace is, folks. That could be described as anything. He pushing positivity. Fuck trying to find peace and everything. He letting motherfuckers know, I'm not on that. But whatever way this shit can go is gonna go. But we own positive things. You know what I'm saying? So E, he would have got up with E, and E would have been like, all right, that shit ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Leave it there. Period, folks. But since you didn't call E and you said that shit you said about folks, it's like, now we got an issue. Because now you in my hood, in my gates, without even coming to check in with me or even us having a dialogue about that shit you said about me. It's like you trying me on my own block or something. Like you think I'm pussy or something, folks. And you know, we all men, Cam, folks. Like, you gotta watch how you handle, folks. Like, watch how you handle men. Watch how you handle street. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't do certain things like that. But that's, I honestly be thinking J-Mane heart be in the right place, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think his heart be in the right place, and I think he mean well. Like, I don't got shit bad to say about J-Mane. Sent 10 bands out to the guys' kids, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got shit negative to say about folks at all. You know what I'm saying? I just, certain things he do, he could go about it a little different, but I think folks' heart be in the right place for sure.
Do you think he should take all his old music down?
Yeah. I feel like whatever music he got dissing the guys, like, all that need to, which I don't know, he might have. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember he did lose a YouTube, didn't he? He lost a whole channel. You know what I'm saying? And had to revamp his channel. So I ain't gonna lie, he might not have too much of it up. You know what I'm saying? But anything he do, it probably should be taken down. I ain't gonna even lie to you, Cam. Just to show motherfuckers that you own the shit that you own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Cause I ain't gonna lie, folk. The reason I say he probably need to take his shit down is because J Mane used to go hard in the paint, folk. Like J Mane used to say shit, make us be in the hood talking to each other like, folk, this you heard what he's oh, he used to be having us pissed, folk. When he popped out with them dad fake dreads of V-Roy's, like V-Roy's shit, boy, was mad as hell, fool. I swear to God, fool, he pissed a lot of the guys off with that little one. So, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was one of the complaints that they were saying when he was there, man. But you know, just from the outside looking in, man, I kind of just thought it was big that he even was able to go and leave. You know, I kind of felt like just a couple years ago, it would have been something serious. So, you know, I thought it was big just for that. You know, even if ain't no real peace, you know, maybe, you know, everything starts with just a little, you know, a little something, and it grows to something bigger. So, you know, hopefully it will.
Yeah, I always tell people, bro, one thing about it, seeing is believing, man. If you can see it happen, you know it's possible, bro. So seeing is always believing. Anything that happened and you can show guys can come through and leave unscathed, even if shit go wrong, motherfucker left unscathed. Folk. A couple years ago, motherfucker would have shot his neck off. He would have tried to walk out that bitch, motherfucker would have switched folks down a few years back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's definitely seeing is believing. And I feel like, you know, he visited once before that with Savage. You know what I'm saying? He was with Tay and shit. So he got some of the guys that with him. You know what I'm saying? And that with him tough. You know what I'm saying? So it's things that can be talked about for sure. For Tay in tune with all the right people. J Mane in tune with all the right people. So, you know, that type of shit can be definitely worked on, man.
Yep, for sure, man. Well, recently I did an interview with Bo Dill,
Mm-hmm.
and in this interview, he talks about a situation where he had Little Durk and Duck both agreeing to some peace or to something, you know, and they felt like it all broke apart because of peer pressure.
And me and G Count had them meet us downtown at Hooters. And it was Wook, it was Smiles, it was they had got Lil J on the phone, they had called Duck. They had it was a bunch of people that met there trying to squash the beef. You know what I'm saying? And Wook and them, everybody was with it. When they talked to Durk, he was with it while he on the phone. But after they left, and everybody left and dispersed, I guess you peer pressure. Oh man, them we up, man. We ain't doing none of that. And they hit back and say, man, we not doing that. But Duck was with it. Everybody, all of them was with it at that particular time. And when I saw that happen, I said, you know what? I ain't gonna put my name on nothing like that again, because what happens is this. We can sit down and everybody say they cool, and now it's like Bo and G Count brought them together and they cool, and then somebody kills somebody. Then it's like, well, if Bo wouldn't have had them to sit down, that would have never happened.
Did you see that? And did you know about that situation when it was going down?
Yeah, so I did see that. I think I said something to you about that too. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Bo Dill, you know, he a powerful dude, man. I call Bo Dill, that's one of my OGs. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a lot of respect in the city. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of like Bo Dill being involved is important on a lot of levels. You know what I'm saying? Because he the type of dude that actually gon', you know, try to even like certain shit, bro. Cam, like, don't even be negotiable. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you got the certain person that can even negotiate this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really have a certain level of cachet to really even talk to about being cool with they ops or squashing certain shit or making peace without it being you on the platter next. Like, oh, this want to be one of them. He trying to make peace out of this shit. We on his ass. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, I definitely seen that shit, and I was aware of what was going on and shit like that, folk. But I definitely, it probably was peer pressure, bro. You know what I'm saying? It probably was peer pressure for sure. I ain't gonna lie, it probably was definitely peer pressure, cause bro, I ain't gonna lie, like it is a little pressure behind that type of shit. You know, Cam, like you be feeling so much pressure, just like you got so many dead homies, folk that died for this shit. You be trying to not do nothing dishonorable to those guys. For you put yourself in their shoes, or you put them in your situation, be like, what would they want me to do? You know what I'm saying? But so that's where the peer pressure could come from sometimes. It's just like trying to never disrespect your homies and shit like that, for like your dead homies, or the that did give up their life or their freedom for this shit. You don't never want to like forsaken those guys or go against the grain with those type of people, because it's people out here that engage their life and freedom for this shit, folks. You know what I'm saying? So you always feel a little pressure to even engage in any type of beefs, or try to even like, I mean, not engage, but like dismantle any type of beefs. You feel the pressure of even playing along with that type of shit sometimes, just because you got so many people that engage a lot and lost a lot to this shit. You never want to be, you never want to insult them. You know what I'm saying? You never want to do something that your guys that ain't here no more wouldn't want you to do. You know what I'm saying? So you could feel a lot of pressure from that situation. I definitely could see them feeling peer pressure from both sides, and I could see that.
Since our last interview, the biggest news that's going down, man, is little Durk, 5 other people, OTF affiliates, have been arrested for murder for hire for Little Pop, one of Quando Rondo's people out here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first thoughts when you first seen the news?
We got to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Like, when that happened, it was like everybody got to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it was almost like the feeling of when O Block and folks them got snatched up for duck shit. This is like the same type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of the same type of feeling. Like, damn, bro. Like, they done came and they hit us hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of the same effect. They came and swooped up like 3-4 of the guys. They ain't got smirked. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like the old block, they came and grabbed 5 of the guys quick. Then put another one in like a year later. Like, bro, when they come through, folk, it just show you like that they paying attention, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like, to even just see, like, the first couple days, bro, I swear to God, if I'm lying, I'm flying, bro. I didn't see no other news on social media for 2 days. Like, I was scrolling the gram, bro, and every blog was either posts of Smirk them or updates of their case. It was not no other news happening. It was like everybody was like, oh, Smirk locked up. I'm talking about you had no choice but to actually deep dive or, see what was going on, because literally that was the talk of the town, literally, bro. Like, if I could say anything with the talk of the town, it was that shit was Smirk now. I'm talking about for 2 days, I didn't read another thing on Instagram outside of them. I'm talking about every party's post was something about folks now. I ain't gonna lie. Every blogger, every regular person, it was free Smirk, it was free OTF, it was people's stories filled with that shit. That's what it was. I'm in Iraq, folks, so I got a bunch of Chicago followers. So the city was feeling that shit tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, the city was feeling that shit tough, bro. And it just made me, that O Block 5 shit showed me a lot, bro. That O Block case showed me a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Showed me how they tracking phones. They got cameras all on the E-ways, and like they get winning them cameras. Swear I ain't working the wick for 20 years. Them bitches work just fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's shit like that, bro. Like, you be, man, hell no, them cameras ain't really, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just show you that type of shit, folks. You know what I'm saying? And it just was the same thing with this, folks. They went and tried to get phone records, and they got flights, and they got text messages and calls, and they talking about cameras on the place where they fall. They to my rent cars, and Bro, they really did they due diligence, bro. And it just showed me we in a different time, Cam. You know what I'm saying? Because I said this before. Like, man, when I was growing up, bro, as soon as you got mentioned in some shit, they'll come slide on you, the police. Like, if your name come up in anything that they investigating, you're getting investigated right then and there. Like, they gonna find your ass within 24 hours to come talk to you. Now, it's like even the state then adapted the Fed type of approach, bro, where they let you talk yourself into a corner. You know what I'm saying? Where they let you feel like you got away with something and probably make some songs and make a couple posts about it and, you know, help them build a case. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's what they doing now, bro. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, you know, smirking them in the Fed, so they always did business like that. But we got different people, like, it's somebody that just went to jail for like a month ago, fighting 2 bodies. He from Bloodhound. They let little folks sit around for months, almost a year, folk, and make posts and like he got away with it for, and then they came and snatched Shorty up just like a couple weeks or a month ago. And he fighting 2 state murders, not even federal murders. But back in my day, if you was wanted for a body or they felt like you killed the motherfucker, bro, they was bare minimum coming to investigate you within 48 hours of your name coming up. Now, they let you feel like you got away with it so you can go make posts and probably get in the stew, make a couple tracks and make a couple bars hinting about it. And, you know, you could tell a few more friends and they do all of that, bro. Like, I'm telling you, it's like they want you to leave crumbs for them. They ain't really trying to do their own job. They used to have to, in the state, they'll lock you up and investigate while you in jail. Not a state worker like the feds, where they don't come get you till they feel like they got you. So now it's like, bro, that's how when I seen that shit with smirking them, it just made me understand, like, they ain't playing, folks. They gonna do their research, and when they come, they gonna try to make sure they got you nailed, folks, before they even come see you. You know what I'm saying? At first they used to build their cases before while you in jail. Now they coming through and they gonna try to cook you before you could even go to trial. So that shit was shocking, folks. I ain't gonna lie, it was shocking, and it just showed you, folks, like they watching, they paying attention, and they on that, folks. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when you out here and everybody free and shit like that, you think like you getting away with a lot of shit for real, bro. But just like, they did the Wick, folks, they let them run around and shit. You know, all this shit is alleged, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't like he been convicted of none of this shit yet. This all the shit they think they got on him, but it's just like how they operating, bro. It's an eye opener. You know what I'm saying? If you not paying attention to where this shit is headed, folk, and you steady talking about what you do on songs or what done happened with whoever, and if it's a charge that can come from this shit, you damn near better off not even going that route. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
What do you think about people blaming King Von, being that King Von was the one that instigated it with Rondo that night?
Bro, look, I always tell people, a lot of people try to say that Von was like a curse to this shit. And I always tell people like Von was a blessing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't help that V-Roy felt like he had to stand on business that night. Like, if you are familiar with what they had going on before that night happened, anybody that know Von would have expected him to do just what he did. Like, he not no pussy, folks. He not no nigga, no internet. He not a big bump with you via social media and then find out you within 500 of him and not go try to find you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really can't blame V-Roy for that, because that's who he always been. We patted him on the back for being who he is all this time. We can't blame him for going out on his shield. You know what I'm saying? He went out just how he came. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't blame him for that. Everybody yelled his name, put shit in his songs, and said this and that, was hyping him up for the negative shit he used to do or the ways he was. So we can't then turn around and try to shit on him for him going out the way he came in. You know what I'm saying? Von always been who he was, for rich or poor. That's why a lot of with him, because we know he the same rich he was poor. Von used to sit around, bro, literally was fresh out of jail all the time. So he could never smoke or drink. Never. Like, he didn't start smoking and drinking, bro, till he came home from his murder charge. So he beat that. And he was off papers because he was free from beating a murder. Every time Von to get out, he'll be on probation or parole. He could never smoke. But you know what he'll do? He'll sit and buy me weed all day. Literally all day. What you, man? You look like you ready to cry. You want some weed or something? This one, Trey Fives was 50 too. They 125 like they is now. This one they was 50. And this we 16 and 17 years old. We don't even got money. He hoes getting money from bitches and shit like that. And he buying me weed with it like I'm his girlfriend and shit. Like folk, like, bro, all he ever wanted to do was see his happy and contribute, folks. Like, and that's why I say the same guy, rich or poor, because when he got rich, what he do? Bow his chains unprovoked. Nobody had to force him. Nobody had to put that idea in his mind. And wasn't a lot of doing it before him. Nobody, he didn't even have nobody to get that from via Chicago. Nobody bought 10 of their homies chains and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He had an OTF chain and he bought his own shit. So it's like, nobody was doing that, bro. So when he did that, and it was, damn, V-Roy real. I told V-Roy, I said, I ain't shocked by this shit. You always gave to your folk, unprovoked, you don't gotta ask. He always did what he do. You know what I'm saying? So I can't never fault him or like blame him for nothing, bro. Like all of this shit, like we just gotta like, you know, when I was just talking to you about graduating, bro. We just got to learn to graduate. You know what I'm saying? Like some of us got to learn the positions we in sometime. You know what I'm saying? We got to weigh our choices. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, like, you know, when the shit that happened with V-Roy, bro, it's that's in them positions to stand on business. It is who's the face like Schmirk, who shouldn't be nowhere near none of that commotion, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say, that's why you got big homies and little homies. You know what I'm saying? Back then the day, I wouldn't have asked no known rich rappers to be out here putting their name and shit like that. Put four of them in them cars and tell their ass go kill some. You know what I'm saying? We don't even need the big bro to say nothing. We don't need our rich, famous rap mans getting involved in this. We about to go catch a hat. All that we ain't doing that, and they killed our mans. This ain't nobody that need to be paid. We don't need to be paid to stand on that for V-Roy. V-Roy or to smoke the for you for nothing. So it ain't like you gotta put batteries in back from the big homie to go make a motherfucker stand on no business. It's just I don't, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, dude, it's just I don't know. It's an unfortunate situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's all alleged, so, you know, we don't know what role everybody really played in this shit, but I really can't blame Von for nothing, bro. Von did a lot of good for this shit. Like, Von bonded motherfuckers out for bodies and was putting money on lawyers, and all of that type of shit don't happen without V-Roy, folks. So I know it's easy to be like, damn, blame him for this night, but, man, I think V-Roy single-handedly brought drill back. Like, man, V-Roy did so much good for this shit, bro. I don't really know. It's unfortunate what happened. But blame, I can't pass no blame. I ain't gonna lie.
There was definitely, like, you know, because he was so active, like, on the net. He was going live, you know what I'm saying? He would hop in his ops live, you know, like he dropping a song, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was just so much you know, energy created, you know, negative and all, but, you know, it was just so much to talk about when he was here that, you know, I definitely feel when you said that.
Yeah, like, that's why I say, bro, like, you gotta take the good with the bad with like V-Roy, though. Like, you never go, like him, bro, we all understand what type of person he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say, bro, we cheered him up and we made the demonic shit his ways, bro. We championed him for that. Like, we clapped for that. Like, we wanted that. We urged that. You know what I'm saying? We wanted that from him. So we can't then turn around and be like, oh, we gotta blame bro for being how he was. We championed him for that. Even in his days with the money and the power and the fame, we championed him for that. We championed him for the person he was, even when he was rich and powerful. You know what I'm saying? So It ain't like a motherfucker was trying to change V-Roy and he went left that night and broke out of some type of character we was trying to get him in. Like, this is literally him. You know what I'm saying? So he went out on his shield. He went out how he came in, and you know, it's unfortunate the events and things that happened after the word. But I can't blame him, folks. I ain't gonna lie.
I seen you talk about one time, man, you know, you guys were kicking it in your hood and the cops rolled up and you know, I think you took off running, but he ended up, you know, can you talk about that? What
Man, bro, my first pipe case I caught was because of this Vaughn. Bro, we was outside in the field getting it going, getting active and shit, and the police ended up smacking the block. You know what I'm saying? Because of, you know, shots was fired on the other side and, you know, shit like that. So they end up sliding on us. And when they pulled up, it was me and V-Roy standing on one side of the street, just only us two. We both got straps though. Then all the rest of the guys was across the street in a big ass group. Cause, you know, back in the day, we used to think we was tricking the police. Like, we try to have all the commotion going on the other side, so they don't really pay attention to these two on this side of the street that's most likely the two with the guns, folks. Like, we want to put y'all eyes on all the rest of them over there while we tucked off, strapped on BD. You know what I'm saying? So when they hit the block, we didn't even run because we was just sure that they was going to smack the side of the street with all 30 of these over there. Man, they must have bent right on our side, jumped the curb. Whoa, hold on. Man, look bad, you folks. V-Roy fresh out. He on boot camp probation. He catch a pipe case, he about to go do like 4 straight. He got like boot camp with 4 behind it, folks, like, or 8 behind it or some shit like that. So he about to go do 4 straight if he just surrender. If folks surrender, they bumped on us, folks. He did this. V-Roy did this, folks. He put his hands up like, damn. Folk got the strap in his back pocket. Me? I'm not, man, look, we just got out here and got active. I ain't going. I shook it on their ass. I got up out of there, man, you folk. I shake it. So they was belling out like they had jumped the curb and was belling out on us and shit. So when they started belling out, I don't know if this be happening to y'all, bro, but I swear to God, bro, for like a little small second, shit be moving in slow mo when your adrenaline about to start, bro. I'm telling you, it's like they pulled up on the block fast as hell. When they got to our side of the street to bell out, they had started belling out in slow motion. I swear to God, folks. I'm not lying. It's like I was looking at their ass in the Matrix, folks. They belling out, and I'm looking at them, and I'm looking at V-Roy. I'm trying to see, is he giving me the, like, what is his folks on BD? So I'm thinking like, man, is he running? Is he running? What he on? OBD folks doing this. I see his hands go. I'm like, oh, this nigga giving up. Oh, hell, that's on me. I shake off. For why when because I ended up going to jail for that shit. They ended up bumping me with my pipe. When I got out, folks told me like, yeah, when they belt back in their cars and chased you, I just put my gun under a tire and walked off. Like, oh, so I saved you. And you watched me get my dumb ass chased through the hood and shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause back in the day, we used to, like, when you would see one of your homies getting chased through the block, you used to do shit like shoot a pipe in the air or do something like the police would get off your homie they chasing and go shoot to what just happened. But I ain't expect him to just shoot a gun there, no shit like that. But I don't know what I expected V-Roy to do. I didn't expect them to watch them chase me through the hood. Man, that police chased me for a good 15 minutes through the block by myself. They will not stop chasing me, folks. I swear to God, when I shake it on the police, right? I hopped the gate. They belt back in their car. I hopped the gate on Fulham Gray. So when I hopped the gate, they couldn't chase me no more. They started belting out of their cars, folks. As I'm running, the pipe is falling down my leg, folks. So I'm trying to like reach to stop it from going in my pants. And I turned around, G. I swear to God, bro. The police that was behind me, boy, that nigga had me lined up so good I could damn near see the bullet in the chamber. Like, I damn near looked straight down the chamber of that bitch. I turned around and see that nigga had me lined up. I said, oh, hell no. I kept running. I didn't give a fuck if that bitch slid down my leg then. Boy, you not finna kill me and say I tried to up pipe on you? I shook it on their ass. On BD, I turned around. That had me lined up. I said, oh, hell no. I gotta get away. I gotta get out of these niggas' sight. I jump another gate. Shaking through the hood some more, man. Ended up getting bumped and shit like that. But I was only 16, so I ended up doing like 4 days for that pipe. I was in there and shit for like 4 days. They let me out on house arrest and shit. And then folks, he kind of serious shit like that. He telling me like, man, yeah, folks, when you shook it on their ass, I just took my shit out and put it under a tire, folks, cause he ain't had shit but a little 380, some shit like that. So when that shit happened, they scratched off on him, and they chased me through the hood, and he was able to stash his shit on BD. So I basically got him, man. V Roy ass would have probably, if he'd have went to jail, he wouldn't even been in the field for about 4 years, folks. So I actually got folks in that jam, and I did 4 days. So it really wasn't shit at all. I did 4 days and then 30 days on the band, and I was back out in the field.
I was watching an interview with Big Mike,
mm-hmm.
and during this interview, they brought up the Little Durk case. And he said he thought that Durk would have a lot of like a hard time in jail because of all the people that they think he did something to them.
Right.
What's your thoughts on that?
That shit not in no Cali jail. Like, I don't know if that.
He's in the feds, so he'll be around. He'll be around everybody from everywhere.
Well,
he'll run into you got all those guys, all the old Block 5, Quando Rondo, NBA Youngboy. These guys are all they could all run into each other.
In federal prison. You know what I'm saying? Like in federal prison they could, I think. As far as the county go, I think the county is for federal county system, I think is just for the who caught their cases in Cali. Now when he go to prison, if he go to prison, he can end up in Hawaii or something. I don't know. Like, he could end up in a prison in any state in this country, folks. That's how the feds work. You usually never gonna be nowhere near the crib. You know what I'm saying? So in saying that, bro, I still don't believe it though. Because, bro, I'm telling you, and I'm gonna just speak from experience, it is fans in jail. I'm talking about dick riders, bro. Like, you be thinking you got ops in that bitch and this gonna be this and that. You go on that bitch, be fanned the out, bro. I'm telling you, folks. I'm telling you, bro. They be fanned the out, bro. No shade, no nothing, but they be fans, bro. Durk, I wouldn't be surprised if Smirk already got that bitch in a chokehold already, folks. Like, you gotta understand, bro. Like, look at Smirk different, bro. He not even just a rapper. Like, been watching Shorty and growing up off Shorty. Shorty like a legend in this shit. Like, he passed that rap status to a lot of people, bro. Like, he one of the goats of the rap of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole drill wave, folk, that changed the world. He was one of the heads of the snake on that motherfucker, folk. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people with Shorty. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna outside a couple dick suckers or that wanna, go on their side, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. I feel like the only nigga that really met Smirk with aggression was Youngboy. Like, all them other man, I don't feel like them want to be into it for real. Like, if Shorty came out and was like, man, look, we gonna leave that shit where it's at, I feel like all them be thirsty to go right along with that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? The only seen me Shorty with aggression in they whole camp really is Youngboy. He met Durk aggression with aggression. Outside of that, bro, I'm telling you, you got fans in jail, bro. I'm talking about dick riders. I'm talking about, bro, it's different in that bitch, bro. You will have fan ass ready to shank a motherfucker 97 times that never met you before. I'm telling you, folks. Like, man, these niggas be ready to crash out about you. You got a certain type of level of clout, and Shorty ain't stingy. So motherfuckers making sure he's straight, you gonna be taken care of also. And that's how all these care about in jail, folks. Like, you take care of who you with in that bitch, and you solid enough, you ain't gonna really never have too much of nothing to worry about, bro. And like, bro, it's like I say, it's fans, bro. I'm not sure if let Smirk get a fade in one-on-one. I ain't gonna lie, probably that bitch beat niggas to death over Shorty. I ain't gonna lie, like, you ain't gonna be able to touch him in jail, probably. Real shit. Like, it ain't dumb, folks. Nigga gonna come in that bitch and politic. It ain't. He already in that bitch with a bunch of who ain't the BDs or the GDs, so he going in that bitch with Crips or Bloods. You know what I'm saying? It's mostly that in the federal county system, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in the federal jail system, now, them niggas go to prison, he gonna be all over the place, you know what I'm saying? But in that jail in LA and California, bro, I would be surprised if a hair on that head gets touched the whole time he's in that jail.
Were you ever surprised by somebody in jail kind of being, fanned out, or, you know what I'm saying, a little excited? Like, he really should have been on some shit with you, but he was kind of like excited to meet you, like, oh, this is Tay 600.
Man, bro, I'm telling you, every time I've ever went to jail, it was a situation like that, bro. And that's why I could talk from experience, because it just little old me got that type of shit happening. You know what I'm saying? Humbly, you know what I'm saying? So I could just imagine a platinum selling, Grammy winner. Man, bro, that motherfucker got that. He had a whole wing named after Shorty and that bitch probably. Oh, folk, the Durk wing. They probably got the Smirk wing. Oh, we finna go over there with Smirk, folk, on his wing. Like, I'm telling you, folk. Cause bro, when you that famous, that's when you start having security guards and COs and wardens and shit. That'll fuck with you. They probably won't try to do it out in the open, but them niggas, man, you be on that bitch getting all type of extra little pool and shit like that, man. You go to commissary, you only supposed to be able to get 100. The people in the commissary window letting you shake for extra 30, giving you free bags of chips and shit because you Lil Durk. Like, I'm telling you, folks, like, these motherfuckers probably giving him extra sheets, pillows, bed, man, look. It's how it go. I can only imagine, bro. Like, I don't know what the little Blick Mike thinking. For he thinking Smirk in Cook County Jail. Boy, Smirk ain't in the rack. Yeah, it's not in the rack. For that man is in somewhere where ain't nobody mad at him but Lil Pal Mama out there, and they ain't even from out there. Lil Pal Mama somewhere in Georgia mad about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Boy, ain't nobody in LA got shit negative to say about that man, bro. I would be surprised if that man ever get into it with one over there. He probably go his whole bid without arguing. I ain't gonna lie, his whole county bid, his whole jail bid without arguing. He gonna have to go to prison to get into it with somebody, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
One thing I seen you kind of touch on was that, at one point when Duck dropped Dead Bitches, you reached out to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think you mentioned you DM'd him or something.
Yeah.
Because I know you guys knew each other since you guys were kids.
Mm-hmm.
What? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Man, like, I know Duck and I knew him for a while. So, when he made the Chicago Drill Legends thing, bro, I had saluted him. You know what I'm saying? So it was only right that I show the same level of compassion when he went the other route. Like, bro, I literally felt when he dropped Chicago Legends, folk, and he, that was the song where he was mentioning guys from our end, and he was showing them love, Fredo, Newski, all the bro them. And it was a moment, I felt like it was a moment in Iraq, bro, where that was something nobody had done. So regardless of what even the reaction was gonna be, I just knew how stand up he was to even try to do that or make that song, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was some of the most stand up shit that didn't happen in this drill era, bro. So I had commented under that video when he posted that Chicago Legend shit, and I had saluted it, I put it on my story, all that, bro. Like, I was promoting that shit like it was a nigga that from my side that dropped that shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause I just felt like that was some real shit. You know what I'm saying? And when he, it was like weeks, maybe a couple months later, you know what I'm saying? He had dropped the Dead Bitches shit, and it was like it kind of hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Because like I always tell, bro, like I stopped dissing people in 2016 when I first came home from prison, because I had an old head tell me, stop talking about who ain't around to defend their own honor, bro. You know what I'm saying? The old head pulled me to the side in the joint and said that shit. Like, man, look, anybody that ain't around to defend their own honor for you, don't talk about them. It's like you sneak dissing. He got on my level with that shit. I'm a YN at the time, folks. So I'm like, what? I don't gotta sneak this, no. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of tricked me in the not dissing no more, because he made me look at it like I was talking behind these back, when I know I say this shit to their face. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped dissing. You know what I'm saying? He kind of got on my level with that shit, and he made me look at it in a certain way where I was like, as a young, I'm like, you know what? I'm done dissing, folks, because of how I view that shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause I feel like I don't gotta sneak this no ain't around to say shit back to me. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped talking bad about them, bro. You know what I'm saying? I stopped saying their names in my songs, all that. I did away with it, right? And a lot of expected me.
I remember you were like, I want to say the first, if not the first, one of the first.
Yeah, bro.
We
Like,
talked about it
yeah,
in the
yeah,
very first interview we did. We talked about it.
yeah. Like, and a lot of people expected me to revert from that when they seen that people like Wooski and them was still dissing all my homies, and I had to tell guys like, bro, I ain't stopped dissing the ops because I was trying to pinpoint what their reaction was gonna be from what I did. I had stopped dissing the ops because that was what was in my heart now. That was something that was on my moral compass now, and that's how I seen shit. If you start doing shit for other people's reactions, bro, you always gonna end up back at square one, folks. That's why I end up brushing across Duck, because Duck basically told me on some shit like, man, them I dropped the Chicago Legend shit and them niggas was still dissing. I'm back on that. You know what I'm saying? That was basically his explanation, and I was on some shit like, bro, like you can't stop dissing and do all that shit because of you hoping that they stop doing it. It's never gonna be a nobody dissing nobody, bro. You just gotta do that and hope what you doing light a fuse and spark a match, and it just gradually affect people, folks. And it just gradually, you can't affect everybody. Everybody not gonna be on the same shit. You know what I'm saying, Cam? But you can affect certain rappers. You can affect certain people. The shorties that's gonna come up after our generation that think that diss and shit cool, you might even affect some of them before they ever even drop a diss song. You know what I'm saying? So don't be worried about because you hear little folks them from the O or some saying your homie's name. Like, you gotta do that shit for you, folks. You gotta stop this for you, folks. On BD, not because you trying to see if you gonna get a certain reaction from your ops. You know what I'm saying? So that was my only thing with folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew Duck all my life, folks. So I could come to Duck on that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And just tell him, like, that was goofy as hell, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was goofy for you bogus, folks, on BD. And that's what it was, folks, bro. I had to, just keep it a buck with him, folks, because I saluted him so bad, folks. Like, when he first dropped that Chicago Legends, I'm talking about, folks, I was the first to let him know directly. No internet shit, no nothing. Like, man, boy, look, boy, that was solid, bro. Like, that was solid. You know what I'm saying? That was super solid, bro. So when I seen him go and do the dead bitch shit, I'm like, damn, bro, that's goofy, folks. Like, cause he was talking so bad of that shit, you basically washed all the good deeds away that Chicago Legends did. You watched all the good, whatever good came from that, you sent that shit right back to hell's hell. You sent that shit right back to hell, folks. I ain't gonna lie.
I do remember, man, Chicago Legends, was a big deal, man. It was very a viral thing. Everybody was, really shocked that, especially somebody like Duck, who had been so controversial for so many years, was actually coming out and just saying something positive, about his ops.
Bro, he the ringleader. Like, you the face of them guys, bro. Like, you the biggest voice to come from that end. So that was the only song who needed to make that song. I ain't gonna lie, like, that was the only who that song could affect so many. Like, bro, you Duck, you the face of these, bro. That's why it was so crazy when he died, because it was like lost the whole war after that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he the face. It seemed like they lost the war after that, folks. You killed or died from that side. That's the biggest. It seemed like, like the war has been won. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I knew, like, bro, your face, the amount of cachet you got over here, folks, you making that song did more than anybody else that come from that side could do. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody could have made that song and it did more but Lil J or JoJo. Them the only two other that ever come from the ops who could have made Chicago Legends, and it would have did just as much or more. Like, nobody word from they end hold that much weight to they ops like Duck's word hold weight to us. You know what I'm saying? So when Duck did that, bro, I'm talking about even behind the scenes, bro. Like even behind, I'm from this side, so I know what that song did to us behind the scenes. Like we had some real uncomfortable conversations after he dropped Chicago Legends, folks. Like was talking about getting on songs with Shorty and everything on D-Thing Grave, bro. These conversations got had after he dropped that shit. Like it damn near was, it was pushing towards a peace treaty, folks. Like real shit. You know what I'm saying? But man, bro, some of the shorties they just kept it going, man. And after a while, he just said, "I'm back on that demon time." You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the rumor that I've heard is that Vaughn absolutely did not want peace.
Yeah, that I'm gonna be 100. That was it. You know what I'm saying? But V Roy, man, like that's the truth. I ain't gonna lie, it was the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? It was the truth. V Roy wasn't never moved by none of that positive shit, bro. I swear to God. And he was I don't even want to call him a positive person, but like he was a cool, chill guy, man. But I swear to God, bro, he wouldn't even negotiate it, which is one of the tough things about peace treaties. You need the guys who words mean shit, mean something, to be on it. You know what I'm saying? And B. Roy, man, he just, he had a very closed mind about those guys. He was closed minded about beef. He lost too much to this shit. He lost B. Roy, he lost T. Roy, L.A., J Money, all the A-Ski, White. They killed White on his birthday. You know what I'm saying? He seen White get killed on his birthday. That song he made about why he got killed, I seen it, and I was right there, can't believe it. Shit turned me to a demon. We was right there on BD. He seen White die, folks. You know what I'm saying? On his B-Day, that's what happened, folks. So it's like, that type of shit, bro, it corrupt, bro. You know what I'm saying? It corrupt. Bro, I lost a homie on my B-Day. They killed my best friend while I was in jail. Like, he couldn't even grieve right when T. Roy got killed. For he had to finish fighting a murder and an attempt. You can't be in jail crying and sobbing and all of that. You and this bitch in Division 9 popping out with shanks this big. You gotta be on point. Like, you came in that bitch sobbing. You know what I'm saying? So you find out certain shit in jail, you really don't even really get a chance to address that shit the right way till you get out, bro. Like, you can't really grieve in jail. You around this bitch 23-1. You know what I'm saying? You can't really do it the way you want to do it. All you can do is make phone calls. You outside. You away from the world, bro. Like your words only could do so much, bro. So really a lot of bro, they only get a chance to really address a lot of shit when they get out, when they get free. And by the time Von had came home, he did so many bids, bro. Like he always came home honestly like them, bro. Cause he was in jail all the time. So while he in jail, dead homies getting booked for trying to slap on them. Like shit always happening. Von did 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years, then 3 years. 2 years, then 3.5. Von didn't been in jail, bro. Von probably been free. I'm talking about before 2017. Von was probably free from 2009 to 2017, so that's 8 years. Von was probably free 10 months out of them 7-8 years, folks. Like he literally get out, be out in the field for 3-4 months, get back booked, go do a deuce, come home, be out 3-4 months, get booked, go do a year and a half, go get out, get booked again, go do a trade and a half. Like folks really was, like he really was, bro. That's why it was so amazing some of the shit he was able to even accomplish in the streets, folks, because he was never really out that long. Like all this shit motherfuckers say he did out here, that nigga that was out here close to nothing, no amount of time. Like he out here 90 days. Doing all type of wild ass shit for within the first 3 months of him coming home, folks. Like on the band, on everything. He get any type of y'all. Yeah, you don't gotta be in the house till 8 o'clock. Oh man, he gonna try to catch 2 hats. Folks gonna try to walk in Liz for 2 hats. He don't gotta come in till 8 p.m. tonight. Boy, he on the band trying to catch something. Like, folks was different. You know what I'm saying? Like, but B-Roy, man, he had a lot of built up shit in him, man. He didn't remember, when you in jail, bro, a lot of shit, them be your worst days. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really be like, damn, bro, like you remember what them things that you found out in jail took you through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you remember being on your bunk, down on your ass, bro. Like, damn, bro, I'm losing this, I'm doing that. My bitch doing this, is folding them down, and niggas ain't answering the phone. My lawyer ain't paid. Like, bro, you just be having so much built up anger in you, folk. When you finally get out and you can address that shit, folk, you really don't know how to calculate peace. How the fuck I'ma calculate peace? Nigga, the whole time I was just booked, y'all was just out here acting crazy. Fuck, hell no, folk. Won't be there. Like, when you do calendars, folk, that shit really does happen a lot, bro. Like, I do 3 years for every time I go to jail, I do at least 2 years. Man, you know how many, bro, most of Von homies died when he was in jail. For White, and probably the only nigga that really was in the world with folks on BDI, White and J Money or something, on phone them grade. Like, them nigga, I'm talking about, he was booked for most of the guys' deaths, for real shit. So that shit, it's just like he had a different approach to them, bro.
Do you think at some point Von would have grew to a point where he could have, even if not push peace, just have some ceasefires and, kind of, like you was talking about, you're growing up, you're doing different stuff, man. Do you see Von of getting to that point?
Man, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, for like, I just gotta keep it 100. Like, I'm really not sure. I want to say no. I ain't gonna lie, folks, because I'm talking about, I've been around folks when these type of talks get had, he won't even pick up the phone for if they on that, bro. Like, and you won't get a chance to talk him into a corner on that type of shit, bro. Like, once he figure out that's what a nigga on, he damn not gonna, he gonna be giving you the cold shoulder, for, you know what I'm saying? He won't elaborate with that shit, you know what I'm saying? And this is something that I seen for myself, you know what I'm saying? So but like, things change, bro. And like I said, we should be allowed to graduate, and I would like to think even V-Roy would be able to graduate at some point, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he was just a product of his environment. He is how he is, and he gonna stay that way till he old and gray. I would like to think anybody could be changed, or can grow up and see certain things different. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give him that respect to even be like, yeah, I think one day he could have did that. Just probably not within the near future. You know what I'm saying? Like, if, say for instance, right now, no. Maybe in 2040 or some shit. When we about them there 40, or he is 40 or some shit, we're going, all right, man, look. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But, man, boy, wow, not why he got something to say about it. Yeah, nah.
Recently, I seen you do, you do your videos, and you kind of talk about, some of the people that you've known, on your YouTube channel, and you talked about Little Reese. How old were you when you met Little Reese? Man,
a shorty. Like, Little Reese, another one from the Calumet building. You know what I'm saying? Where we from and shit like that. So I've been knowing Reese my whole life too. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing them in the hood, shit like that. When I was a shorty, they older than me. So I had to get old enough to even start seeing and hanging around them niggas. You know what I'm saying? I had to get at least 8, 10, shit like that. Because when they was 10, I was 5 and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I had to wait till they was like, 15 and shit. And I was like 10 and 8 and shit like that. To start running to them, going to the store. They used to have a store right on the end of the Calumet building. And she go to the store right there, see all folks and them, they out there running through the Met building, or like shit like that. I'll be going to the Met building over there with folks and them and shit. So with other from the Met building, and then I see like Reese through the hood and shit like that. I've been seeing him my whole life, and then we end up getting a relationship down the line.
You mentioned his dad. I've heard stories about his dad and J Man's dad, from what I understand. We're both like really important BDs in the building.
Yeah. Still to this day, them is still legends. You know what I'm saying? Like, Big Reese, nigga, everybody know him. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know. It's certain that got like, just like Big Law, Lil Law Daddy. Like, you hear certain names and shit, you like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? That's how Big Reese name is. Man, hey, Big Reese. All right, okay, cool. That's all you need to say. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how those guys is. They made men, to say the least, folks. So anybody that's from our cloth or from our era, folk, we well, not anybody, because the shorties probably ain't never seen big folks in them in person. But like me and my era and shit, yeah. Them guys, you know those names, you know them by Big Reese, Big Law, you know them names, they faces instantly pop up.
You know, I've always wondered, about little Reese and little JoJo. There was the one little viral clip kind of went, the viral where Reese is hopping out, what was your thoughts on that? And, how far back did their issues actually go? I heard it all started over a basketball game. I don't know if it's true or not.
Man, look, so, we be knowing each other all our life. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of little situations that be happening that could point to once we all get into it. Like, I was over this, but it wasn't really over that. That was probably the straw that broke the camel's back. But we been having little shit going on. There's been little words here, there. We start getting girlfriends, your girlfriend and shit like that. You be 13 years old. Yo, bitch, you damn, I hate this for life. Fourth grade, like, for real, I'm telling you, like, I swear to God, it'd be all type of little incidental shit that send shit over the edge, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like JoJo and Reese relationship, man, always been rocky, man, because JoJo always been a tweaker, folk. Like JoJo just always tweaked, folk. And then like when the street shit came involved, he was their biggest tweaker. Like it was like face versus face, tweaker versus, because Reese a tweaker, folk. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that don't get it, that rap shit confused. Like he a tweaker for real, folk. Like he a tweak on your top, folk. So them was just two tweakers, folk. Like two tweakers, folk. I swear to God, folk. Like who rides through they ops hood and see they ops and actually be like, yeah, bitch ass, why you riding past? Like, for what if would have got the thumping and 20 pipes would have went off fan in that car, folk. Like he ain't get no wanted to let Reese know, yeah, I'm riding through this bitch and you on BD. On photo, like he was a troll, folk. He was a tweaker, folks. So that's type of shit, folk. You figure out your the niggas that you met your match with on BD, and I feel like that's what that was. That was face versus face, tweaker versus tweaker, folk. If I'm being 100 with you, that's what I thought it was, folk.
You said he was 5 years older than you. I think I remember him mentioning that he didn't really get a chance to connect with L.A. Capone because he died, and when he was older, and he was like, I kind of just didn't really pay a lot of attention to him.
So like, the reason they really never got a chance to jam for real, bro, is because like LA, and I gotta watch how I say this because I don't want people to think like LA was a new nigga. Like LA didn't grow up in our neighborhood, folks. Like you got folk who literally was born and raised in their hoods, folks, like me and Reese. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandma stayed 6253 South Michigan, which is the white building that was a block in front of the Calumet building, folks. So we been in that building, in those buildings on 63rd. We've been in them buildings our whole life, folks. You know what I'm saying? We've been seeing each other, right? We knew each other or not. We've been seeing each other, been cross paths with each other, folks, and grew up in these neighborhoods, folks. LA, his bones, he grew up. Well, I can't even say he grew up because when he got old enough to bang and hang with his own people, he was hanging with us. But his origins, his mother and father, they from down low. I mean, his father lived in the A, but his mama family from down low. He used to be around other people before he really became a mainstay in our area. So a lot of people didn't hear about LA or didn't want to really like Reese was really starting to get on LA probably 2 years before he got killed, folks. You know what I'm saying? Because it was probably a year he was rapping and bro was hearing about him, Reese was hearing about him and shit. And then the year before that, like nigga, just hear you from the block, you jamming with folk, probably 2-3 years, I say. Maybe 2 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause LA died in 13. Like Reese probably ain't even, like they are probably only heard of LA a few times, folks. You know what I'm saying? And he was obviously around LA and shit before folks got died. They was like slick around and shit, like cause I throw parties in the hood. Reese would be in the party, nigga. Reese would be in my crib. We be in that bitch shooting dice and shit in my room. You know what I'm saying? So shit like that'll be going on, folk. In LA will be there, or we'll be linking up with Chubbs and them and shit, and LA will be there. I mean, LA will be around, and Reese will be around and shit like that, folk. But as far as like them really getting a chance to build their own bond and jam and go to the store and all that type of shit, he didn't get a chance to do that with LA. That's probably what he meant, you know what I'm saying? Because LA died very young within his career, you know what I'm saying? Like, LA blew up so fast, his career was still young, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, LA didn't get a chance to even do a song with Herb before he got killed. And he actually knew Herb his whole life. He knew Herb his whole life, bro. And he didn't even get a chance to jam with Herb on no music shit because of how quick he died. You know what I'm saying? Like, him and Herb supposed to them to had an album, folks. They known each other. Like, our whole life we've known Shorty. You know what I'm saying? I've known Herb a long ass time too. So I feel like that's what really was. Like, folk just died too fast for them to jam and get on some studio shit. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like, the whole time folks been gone, Reese done showed them hella love. Like, he be posting LA, folk, he'll say like how real he was and like how good his music was. Like, Reese done showed LA hella love, folk, through the years since folks been gone. This last decade, folk. So he just never got a chance to jam with him on that level, folks. By the time LA could even be taken serious as a rapper, he was one of the faces of this shit. Like, you had about a 2-3 month span before you really had to go from who the f is this to LA Capone just dropped, play that right now. Like, that shit was like a 3-month span between Murder and the songs that came after that. LA blew up within 3-4 months, bro. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of motherfuckers who was just watching folks drop his first track out here in the trench was like, had to go from, oh, folks, I see what you doing. I see you trying to go crazy to, oh, folks, really one of them. He actually got this shit in the lock. You know what I'm saying? So it just was one of those things, man. If folks would have been around a little longer, man, all these would have had songs with folks on BD, because he was just doing this thing so fast. It was just catching folks' wave for real. You know what I'm saying? So I really think that's what it was, folks.
You say you knew G Herbo since you were a kid too.
Mm-hmm.
Man. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
What was it like seeing G Herbo come up?
I mean, just like I said, we was kids, folks. So I'm just, he older than me too, like a year. You know what I'm saying? So just, my auntie stayed on 73rd and Constance, folks, which was what folks and them used to hang before they really went east as hell. They used to hang, like, Constance is a block or two after, like, or probably 3 blocks after Stony. You know what I'm saying? So they used to be over there, like, on Bennett. Some of them used to be called the Bennett boys and shit. You know what I'm saying? So Bennett was like a block after Constance, folks. You know what I'm saying? So folks and them would be over there and shit, and my cousins that was living over there, they went to school over there and shit, so they knew Swerve too. You know what I'm saying? That's how I really knew him. My cousins and them knew him and shit. My cousins, Janika and Fetty and them and all them, he knew them. And that's how I was seeing them and shit, and I was just a shorty then. They was already gang banging on folding them grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was already gang banging, so I be seeing folks around and shit. And that's why when our hoods first clicked up, after Reese did the Gangway song with her, all the BDs and No Limits linked up, you know what I'm saying? So we started going to their hood and shit like that when we was all 14, 15, and we them now. And me and folks would see each other in the party. He bumped me, he like turned me around. I turn around, this folks, he, damn, what you want? You know what I'm saying? And that was our reintroduction to each other and shit, like, well, folks, BD, we done got old. What's up, gang? What you want? You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm a real rap. I grew up, I lived in a lot of different areas, folk. Been in a lot of different places, folk. Low end, hundreds, folk. Over east, out south, out west even, folk. I done lived everywhere in this city. I'm a real Chicago. I'm not a shorty who was from the burbs and moved to the city when I was a short, man. I've been living in the hood, the trench, different trenches my whole life, folk. So it enabled me to, learn and build relationships all through the city.
Damn, man. I know. It's kind of crazy. Every time I interview you, I'm like, damn, man. Tay knew. I mean, everybody, man. It's very rarely I ask you, did you know somebody, and you're like, oh, nah, I didn't. It's rare, man. Even the ops, man. It's crazy.
Man, bro, that's what happened when you really from where you from, or you really didn't. Like, and that's why I do my story tabs and shit, man, because both of me, I don't even do stories on if I don't know them, bro. Like cause I know everybody. I ain't gonna sit around and talk about niggas I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I know everybody, bro. I do, and I talk from personal experience. I don't even. Oh yeah, and I remember this one time such and such told me. All my stories that I recant with my people's folk are stories that I have that I've witnessed or we done and been through personally. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things, like even like you just said, man. It's probably rare that you ask me if I knew somebody and I didn't. You know what I'm saying? So that's prideful, man. You know, that's how you build in relationships in a lot of different places. That's why I can go all over the city, man.
You talked about this before, man, but I guess there was a time where some of your people in New York caught Little J, or they called you about having Little J.
Yeah, they had Lil J, man. They had him like, mind you, bro. This was when like we all first started blowing up. You know, we all started doing our thing around the same time, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So I remember it was like, I think it was him, Billionaire Black, and like Lil Mister or some shit, bro. It was like Lil J and like two other famous ops that was popping at the time, folks. You know what I'm saying? And they had, you know, we was basically all doing the same shit, bro. All of us starting to realize we got clout, and now we trying to go OT to, you know, because I ain't gonna lie, New York was like the first group city type of bro that really embraced Chicago. This is why you can tell like the things they do that they was really watching us these days, because bro, when we first started popping it, like New York niggas was the first that was paying us real money for features. We didn't know we can get feature money, bro, until them type of came into effect. Like, you know, New York been getting money, bro. That them little 500s we was charging, thinking that shit was a lot. That shit wasn't none of them, bro. You know what I'm saying? We'll go out there and we'll be able to run up 3, 4, 5K legally, folks, off $500 features, folks. So this is going on the East Coast, not even just New York, but it was Jersey, Connecticut, Philadelphia, like that whole little way was going out there, folks them up on the features. You know what I'm saying? So you could damn near go out there and it'll be the guys and the ops out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was always funny because it was like we all had different hoods that with us though. Like you tell us out there that liked them, and it was out there that liked us, because it was never us in the same hood as that had them in their hood. Like it would be, we'll be out there with that like us, they'll be out there with that like them too on BD. Like you won't even get a chance to backdoor them, because they weren't that like them. But how Lil J ended up getting on the platter for is because he checked into a hotel that me and folks them had been playing for like a week or two. You know what I'm saying? Like he checked into a hotel that me and my peoples was basically bringing all our hoes to and partying in for like a week. You know what I'm saying? And I just so happened to be somewhere else doing some shit, and folks them who I had been with, they was there at the hotel. I think they was checking out, bro. They was checking out of there. And I got a call, and they like, bro, check your phone. I checked my phone, man. They took a picture of bro. They took a picture of Lil J and sent me the picture. Like, bro, he right here checking in this bitch. We seeing him right now. There's no doubt. Man, we been in the hotel the whole week with slammers and shit. So I know phone them got the artillery. bro. You know what I'm saying? But when I read the room, you know, this was still early in my career, bro. Like, this was like my second time in New York at the time. So I was kind of like I with bro them, and I knew that they was solid, that was ready to smoke Lil J folk. I knew they was solid, but I just didn't want to bring the beef out there, bro. Like, it wasn't that important, like, to be making from another state. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing I had y'all whack Lil J. Like, hell no, for that shit would have ate at me. I would have been scared every night. Like, what the fuck? Like, we in New York, I don't know what's gonna happen, y'all get bumped, and anything could happen, Like, you know what I'm saying? So to stop all the extra madness, plus them was kind of calling me hot as hell. They called me. They sent a picture of Lil J to my phone. Then they FaceTime me, showing me all these slammers and shit. Oh, I'm like, them right. Them ready to burn him for real. If y'all wouldn't have sent me all this evidence, maybe we probably would have whacked folks, but you they called my phone 7 times and showed me straps while y'all there and sent the picture to my phone. And this nigga like, shit, they gonna come right there. They gonna come get me. I ain't gonna make it out of New York. I'm gonna go try to go home. They gonna be at the airport on my dumb ass. So I'm like, nah, I ended up telling bro them. I still with them to this day. Still solid, bro. And this was 10 plus years ago. I still with folks now. But even they could vouch. I told them stand down on that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't even trying to, we all out there getting money and having fun, bro. We ain't gotta do all the, the beefing and all of that out there, bro. We out here I got as much legal money I ever made in my life in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not in a rush to go and this up. You know what I'm saying? So Lil J Head was gonna be waiting for me at the crib anyway. Like shit, he could die in the rack, for I don't gotta. You know what I'm saying? Lil J gets shot every other week in the rack, folks. So it's a matter of time. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? But bro, you know what I'm saying? They was trying to turn that situation ugly, and I was like, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? Hell nah.
One thing I don't think I ever got a chance to ask you about, but Little Durk had said a line that I kind of didn't really understand it or understand where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the line was something like, I would put a K in front of 600 if it wasn't for Inky D or something along those lines.
Yeah. He was basically, I don't know where that came from, bro. Like, I don't know. That's how they just be showing you it be in-house beef or like little shit being said, folk. And honestly, I took it in a good way though, like, cause I took it was like whatever look, back and forth been going on. I guess he letting them know like I got too much love for this person from y'all block to ever put a K behind y'all name. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know how little in-house shit be going on. Motherfucker from the block probably tweaked with him, and it's been a little shit being said I ain't gonna speak on. But I know a little backstory about things. So probably was addressing some of that shit, like, man, I got too much love for so-and-so to ever put a K behind in that name. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause when you say you will put a K behind that shit, folks. So probably thought, oh shit, he's saying us. And his response to that was, I got too much love for so-and-so to put a K behind y'all name. So, you know what I'm saying? I never say y'all because I got too much love for so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I took it, man. A couple other they ain't really take it that way, but that's how I kind of took it.
Okay, another thing I've seen is like, people kind of blame Durk for 600 issues or breaking up 600. What do you think when you see that? Bro,
look, that's some shit that fans be making up and shit, bro. Nobody blames that man for no breakups, for like, we didn't break up for like you.
And I don't even want to say you guys are broke up. You know what I'm saying? Or
you're like, bro, you know what I mean? You know what it was with my hood folk? Like, we probably vocalized and put too much on the net, folk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we was all young as hell, bro. Like, our whole hood was 15. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of this shit, folk, that we did, bro, we was just tweaking on the fly, folk. We shorties, bro. This is why you see so much less of that shit these days coming from us, folk. Like, when think about my hood, folk, it be so crazy because everybody in these other blocks, they killing each other and everything. 600, we don't do that. But we the ones get talked about like we having a civil war with each other, folk. Like, we beef, we had our scraps, we all men, folk. But we ain't jumped to start smoking and shooting at each other and shit like that, folk. Like, we ain't never did that, folk. So, I feel like by us having such a hot name and a lot of the shit a lot of us did, folk, was on the social media. I feel like so many people watched us tweak with each other that they thought that it was somebody playing Puppet Master or something. But niggas just had to get shit off their chest, bro. Like, still get into it, still to this day. Like, we all got group chats and shit. Niggas be arguing. It's shit that gets said and this and that and the third. Certain niggas still don't really, still got an issue with certain, but it ain't on the internet. We figured out how to address certain shit now. You know what I'm saying? We figured out how to, just be the guys, bro. Like, you could beef with your homie. Like, that's one thing that I feel like up shit, though. When you got too many who all tough as hell. Like, my hood folk, it was like growing up with a bunch of just like me on BD. Like it wasn't too many goofies, none. Everybody got their own stain, name, claim to fame on BD. You know what I'm saying? So you can easily be like bumping heads with bro because nobody gonna back down. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna tuck they shit. So every time you get into it, one of your guys, folk, it's going way further than it should because nobody really gonna tuck they shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what it used to be, bro. You know what I'm saying? But my hood always been good for it just be, little in-house shit, but I don't even, bro, like, hell no, ain't no break our hood up and play Puppet Master, no shit like that. It's all these, bro, look at all these hoods, folks. That's why I tell anybody, look at any hood, folk that was clicked up or had anything going on, folk, they into it right now. They into it right now, folk. Like Cam, folk. When the last time you seen a real gang picture of us, folk? Not just 600, I'm talking about, remember when you first probably got on the wave, folk, you probably could find hella pictures of O Block 600, 300, all us together, folk. It'll be 3 from our block, 3 from 4 block, 3 niggas from this block, 3 niggas from... Man, when the last time you seen a picture like that, bro? You ain't seen a picture like that in at least 5 years. It's tough. You're gonna see a bunch of from one hood, maybe a few sprinkled in from another block. But as far as what them gang pictures we used to take back in the day, that shit don't exist, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of shit going on in between hoods, folks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's shit going on with Tay-Town and Lemron I thought I'd never see, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit they got going on, folks. I thought they was the same thing when I was growing up my whole life. So seeing Tay-Town and Lemron beef and really beef, like saying each other dead homies and shooting at each other, like that shit that I thought I'd never see in my life, bro. Ever. Like, so when I be so quick to hone in on what me and my hood been through, bro, remember that we done did the least. These out here shooting and firing at each other and killing one another, folks. Like real shit. Like, folks, one of the guys from the O really smoked another one of the guys from the O. Like, this shit didn't got real. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, we all got into it with each other, but it's real shit going on that my hood don't get into, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, for sure, I don't believe that. I feel like that was some shit. Some little fans was trying to make up something. That wasn't never no real shit, though.
I seen somewhere that at some point somebody tried to reach out to you to get you on a song with Durk.
Yeah. Around all the time when that Chicago Legend shit was happening, folk. Like, that Chicago Legend shit had, cause Durk, folk. Durk he like me. His bones was made. He made his bones in his hood in Gyro City. But his family is from the low end, folks. So his family being because his family is a lot of GDs too. So his family from the low end, his family knows some people in my family. You know what I'm saying? So it was basically some older people that we both respected, and they was kind of being our mouthpiece at the time. Even though we and bro was talking, they was the ones talking about the song. They was coming together doing shit. Like me and Duck had even said and talked about like going to the stew and how the atmosphere be. Like we was literally sitting on the phone planning it. Like, man, look, so is we gonna be in there by ourselves, or is you gonna have homies and I'm gonna have homies, but they both gotta be on point and know what's going on. We gotta make sure ain't no back door shit. Like we done talked about this shit, folks. You know what I'm saying? And it honestly, it really ain't fall through and shit. I had talked to Wook. Wook, a nigga I respect and shit. I had talked to Wook about that shit, and Wook was kind of like, I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Wook, I respect Wook, so when me and Wooks had a real long talk about that shit, and it basically ended up, being shelved for a minute. And then actually, matter of fact, it was actually, we talked about it until he did Dead Bitches. I think it might have been until he did Dead Bitches, bro. You know what I'm saying? After that Chicago Legend shit, it was a lot of shit going on, man. But it might have been Dead Bitches is what killed it. Honestly, I was talking to Wook, but I think the last straw might have been Dead Bitches, real shit.
Out of all the stuff we've seen, we've seen Mimo and J-Man link up a few times. We haven't seen anybody actually get on a song together yet.
Because is a lot that because that's a different level. You know what I'm saying? That symbolizes it's real. Like once we start making songs together, bro, that mean that something real. It's so many steps to peace, man. That's why I with what he on some pushing to positivity shit because, bro, one thing about it, when these beefs get so damn cluttered and filled with murders like ours have, bro, it's so hard, man, to get everybody on the same page. Cam, you gotta understand, everybody ain't lost as much as the next and lost. Like, how I'ma tell you to put the gun down? I ain't lost a brother to this shit. You lost two brothers to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't lost a brother to this shit. You got two brothers and some more shit that you got. Your mama's sons you been raised with your whole life dead in this shit, folks. I'ma tell you something. On BD, I ain't felt your pain, folks. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of shit like that, bro. It's just like, you know, it's a tricky situation, bro. Like, you would tell a young try some shit like that, man, and a young that just lost his first homie. Like, you gotta remember, we numb to this shit. We 200 homies dead homies in now. But a little YN that just lost his first little shorty, his first right-hand mans that he go to school with and that he was in the field with, you can't tell him that. You can't, bro, because when them first killed my homies in 2011, coming to me about pushing peace would have been another to die. You know what I'm saying? Another on a chopping block. That's what you is, food. You know what I'm saying? You telling me to squash some with niggas who killed my mans, my right-hand mans. That shit, oh, as a matter of fact, you gonna die with them. You know what I'm saying? That's the approach of a young nigga, folks. So you gotta be careful, man. Everybody ain't in the same stages in their life and in their street life. You know what I'm saying? Some of you, like some of the my age that want to preach pushing peace, yeah, they can preach it. You know what I'm saying? They exhausted from this shit, folks. They done spent their last 13, 15, 20 years in this shit. They tired of looking over their shoulder. They tired of doing this and that, folks. But a YN, he just getting started. He don't see all the shit we see. He ain't gonna see that shit for 10 more years. You know what I'm saying? So at how he looking at it, we sound dumb as hell talking to him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we sound goofy, folks. We sound lame. These shorties, they still dissing each other in songs, dropping each other names, dissing each other dead homies and saying real crazy shit out their mouths, folks. So real talk, like these shorties, folks, they hearing this shit and seeing this shit every day. It's kind of a different whole type of mindset, folks, of dealing with them on that level.
You know, one thing I seen that I wanted to ask you about, man, is T. Roy living in MOB territory.
Yeah. I was a witness to that, man. I ain't gonna lie. T. Roy stayed right on 58th in Michigan. If I'm remembering this right, yeah, it was 58th in Michigan. And he used to walk to my crib every day. You know what I'm saying? He used to walk to my crib or get a ride to my crib, folks. And it was so crazy because, like, nobody really knew he stayed on MOB but a few of his homies, folks. Like, he was so low right there. Like, I feel like he really did a good job of disguising. He stayed right there, bro. Because I swear to God, like, man, T. Roy just ended up on the block. You don't even know how. On 4th grade, you don't know where he came from or nothing, but he on the block every day. You know what I'm saying? But I swear to God, a lot of the guys didn't know he stayed right up the street. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like that was because he knew who he was, man. T. Roy ain't want some niggas to know he was nowhere in the heart of their hood, folks, because he would have never been able to, like, you know what I'm saying, be right there. You know, that was his OG shit. So, you know, he was on some shit like he ain't want no type of rumor he might live there or see him coming out of the front or search picking him up or nothing, folks. Like, he used to get up out of there and come to the block, folks, or we'll walk to the, he'll come to my crib. And one day I asked him and shit, I'm like, bro, where the fuck you be coming from? You know what I'm saying? He like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, my crib right on MOB. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Because he a jokester, folks. You know what I'm saying? So when he say certain shit like that, you like, man, stop it. I know your little ass ain't living on MOB. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, ain't no way like you stand in the heart of they shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no way. It's no way. So when I seen that, when he told me that shit, I'm like, wow, bro, I didn't believe him, bro, till he merged. I'm like, damn, bro, for real? Like, he shocked me with that shit, bro. I'm with this man every day. I'm like, wow, for on BD, that man lived on MOB. He was pop. He knew he was fronting this shit though. He used to have 2 guns when he walked out the crib. Folks would get to the block, 2 of them bitches on him. He ready to have a thump. If a want to thump, he see the wrong anything, he ready to thump. I ain't gonna lie, thump you down. Something decent. I ain't gonna lie, he got 2 big calibers. Like he got a 40 and a nickel. No nas. Folk got 4 Glock 21 and a Glock 22 for that ass. On BD. You play, you lay. Folk got double breast out that bitch hopping out some thick shit. 4th grade. Well, all hollows and shit like that, folks. So he was different, folks. But he definitely lived on the house for sure.
With him living there, how did he end up hanging with you guys?
So wasn't him living over there before the beef. This was him living over there after we was already into it and we already from where we from. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had moved over there in the midst of us beefing with them. Like, he moved over there after we had beef with them. So it wasn't like he had chose to hang with us and shit and he was from over there. He moved over there when we was in tour with them, bro. So that's why he was sneaking up out of that bitch and shit, because he wasn't supposed to be there. He was living there after we was in tour with them. After it was a full-fledged war, he was staying on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it was. It wasn't no shit like he was like he was to be one of them and then he was one of us. It was some shit like he moved over there after it was beef. And after he was T-Roy and he was the face of the Wick and all that, he was living over there, folks. And he knew he was fronting this shit. That's why he used to be popping out with 2 of them bitches on him.
One of the things that just popped up that you guys were telling me about, man, is a little Reese just posted on his Instagram that he took his Shahada.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's what's up, man. Like, he got some time and shit like that. So the fact that he getting on his dean in jail, folk, I appreciate that, folk. Like, a lot of go do prison sentences and they just in that bitch eating because they got the sack and, or just, building unhealthy habits, gambling and shit, or just in that bitch having their way because they famous. But, it take a certain type of guy to go in that bitch and get on this shit and get on his dean, get closer to God and try to be better for his people when he come home. You know what I'm saying? So taking your Shahada is the step in the right direction. I took my Shahada in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? And, in jail, bro, when you going through so many things, man, and it's so much negativity and darkness, you know what I'm saying? You try to look for the light any place you can. And a lot of go the religious way. They try to get closer to God. They got a lot of shit that done happened and, they just trying to better themselves. You know what I'm saying? So they try to make their relationship with God better, folks. And, bro taking his Shahada, folk, he got a little time to do, so he could be in that bitch, figuring out how to be a better person than when he went in. You know what I'm saying? So that's major, folk. You know what I'm saying? And welcome to the community.
All right, yeah, that's what's up, man. Reese doing positive things, man, even if it is behind jail, man. I think he got 5 years. So hopefully he don't end up doing the full 5, but
man.
I mean, I believe that's what they reported. They report 5. He'll probably do like 2 or 3 or something.
Yeah, they still got him out the way though. That shit was so crazy. They that's the longest bid folks ever did. Like, that's his first time in prison, folks. Was that? Like, that ain't that. Like, he ain't even go to jail and shit for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was one of them. Like, he rarely went to jail for real shit. Like, he'd get bumped for some miso shit and shit like that. He was able to evade a lot of shit. So to see him actually get time and be in a different state, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be getting so wild and shit, you think, man, folk of them gonna be to catch a whole bunch of cases, man. So they got like Reese and them and shit who just be like, they get into a lot of shit in the world, but they really rarely be in jail for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, they be one of them who, like, you know what I'm saying, smooth. They know how to be smooth and not go get booked for shit, but they be active though on BD.
Yeah, I interviewed him and I asked him, if he ever ran into any ops in jail. He was like, he never been to Cook County.
Oh, BD, this is how you know. Hey, baby, like, I'm telling you, bro, like, folks ain't in that bitch for real. Like, he been figuring a way, slithering his way through. Like, man, folks, like, I'm telling you, G, like, bro, shorty active, but he know how to get low on them people, for I'm telling you, he is not getting caught in none of that other shit, folks. I ain't gonna lie to you. He was definitely that type of person. That's why I said to even see him book right now and actually book for real time, folks. Like, all the real time I think Reese ever did was out there, folks. Like, remember he was booked for a couple months out there, folks, before he had got. That was the longest folks ever been booked up to this point. Was out there, folks. Like, folks was just booked a little minute in Texas, folks, on BD. And then he got out. Shit was decent. And he back booked on 4th grade, but he ain't do no time in the county, folks, on BD. That's why I say it's crazy seeing him book, folks.
One of the things that happened back in the day, man, that I always kind of wondered about was, Chief Keef and 50 Cent and Wiz Khalifa were supposed to do a song and a video.
Mm-hmm.
And Keef didn't show up for the video. I guess they had this big video and everything planned. It came out years later. I know 50 Cent posted it a few years back without,
Mm-hmm.
Chief Keef in it and everything. What do you think happened? And, what I'm saying, why wouldn't Chief Keef hop on an opportunity to, be on a song with 50 Cent, who was, at that time, was like, hot as can be?
Man, I don't know, folks, because, growing up with Soul, I know, folks, we look up to like 50, folks. You know what I'm saying? 50 a hood legend to a lot of like us. So I honestly feel like that was probably some shit done purposely, folks. Sosa real, like, I know he looked like real flamboyant and shit, but folks was really antisocial as hell around that time, bro. Like, he was honestly doing everything people told him not to do. Like, that was one of his, I feel like Sosa was kind of in that space where he was just handling shit how he wanted to handle it as a YN on BD. Like I think that was fun. Man, I hate being so bad. 50 had jumped on that, folk, and Sosa probably just ain't handled that shit. Around that time, bro, that was around the time he ended up in rehab, and there was a lot of shit going on around a lot of that time, folks. On BD, that's around the time where I say a lot of shit started going left for so, folks. Like, like for whatever reason, folks. Like, he started handling shit different, folks. His label started getting real crazy, folks. Like, Interscope had ended up dropping folks because they ain't like how he was moving. You know what I'm saying? So I think he was just a product of him being a YN or some shit like that, or because I really don't understand. If 50 of them don't know why, I probably don't have a real answer either, outside of folks being folks. Shit, you would have thought 50 had an answer by now. Folks don't got an answer, so shit, I shouldn't even try to make up one either. Folks probably just woke up one day high as hell, like, hey, what that shit, folks. On BD, like, that's how folks be sometimes. Wake up, folks. Hey, what that shit, folks. BD, folks. Real shit. I'm telling you, folks. Like, folks had the palm of the world in the palm of his hands at one point, but he can't expect a YN to handle everything right. You know what I'm saying?
What was he, probably like 17 years old or something at the time?
Man, 18 and minimum, max. 18 max. You know what I'm saying? That's a straight kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's a kid, folks. You would expect folk to just be, you know what I'm saying? Folks said, man, he probably was just on some YN shit, folks. You never know, folks. Woke up one day off the shit, was like, fool, that shit, well, fuck that. On 4th grade, like, you know what I'm saying? Probably some shit like that.
D Rose, man, is there anything new going on with D Rose?
I just talked to Rose. Tweet just called me, man. Shout out to my Aki, alhamdulillah, to my homie, man. Ramadan Mubarak to my brother, folk. But I just talked to Rose, man. He good. You know what I'm saying? He good. He straight, man. He doing his thing, just in jail trying to, get back to the world, man. D Rose, one of them type of, bro, he don't really even like, bro, he handle what's in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, D Rose ain't one of them, like, in jail that's trying to be so connected to the world. He ain't invisible to the world, but I feel like it's for him to be who he is, he make himself a lot less accessible, and I feel like it's on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because when you in jail, And you got a lot of time, like folks, all that trying to worry about what's in the world when you're not in the world, that shit could corrupt you, bro. I'm saying that shit could have you chasing ghosts, worried about the wrong thing, things you can't change or make a difference about. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like D Rose, man, he treat the world like he's supposed to treat it in jail. I feel like he just treated like he called, but he don't call a lot of people. Even the people he called, he don't call them a lot. You know what I'm saying? He got probably one person he called or two people he called every day, and they both women. You know what I'm saying? Like, he check in with his peoples, his homies that he love and shit. BD. Like, he called his homies and shit that he love. Like, he called me randomly, folks. Like, BD. Like, he called his homies that he love and shit for sure. He focused on what's in front of him, bro. You know what I'm saying? He does, you know, he do his bid and he just focused on trying to get back. You know what I'm saying? I don't think D Rose try to concern himself too much with the world, so he kind of make himself a little less accessible, and you know, he only tries to access so many people in the world and, you know, worry about so many things in this world because he is going through a lot and he got to worry about what's in front of him. So, you know, I feel like that's what's going on with him. Free D Rose. Me and D Rose go back, we was babies, folks. Like D Rose, our whole life did a 180 out the blue, bro. Like me and D Rose, before we grew up, I always compare D Rose to me as far as my upbringing, because I remember like growing up with bro, and you know, we was in the hood, and his mama like was the only parent. My mama was the only parent. His daddy was dead, and my daddy was in the feds. So, you know, like he had three other siblings. I mean, he had two other siblings. Well, he had two until they had our money. And I had two siblings, folks, on BD. And, you know, like, I knew his mama called me son. My mama called him son, folks. You know what I'm saying? So, me and D Rose, we got so many stories, we used to sit in the crib, man, and play the game, bro. D Rose was the biggest game head, like, we had a nigga in his building that used to illegally download games like 2 months before they came out, like, I don't know how, but that man will have the 2K before 2K ever hit the streets, and D Rose will have these games on CD like 3 months before ever play the game, I swear to God, bro. We'll be at D Rose crib. By the time this game come out, we done flipped this motherfucker 4 times. Like, by the time the games come out, the new 2K come out, we already busted ass of that shit, because we been playing at that D Rose crib. We been playing this shit at our big crib for the last 2.5 months. So me and folks used to be busting nigga, bro. All the guys used to be mad at us, folks, because we whooping their ass at every game we play on the Xbox. On every game, we spanking shit, because we been up here game bootying for 2 months. Y'all just finding out about this game. This motherfucker just dropped last night to y'all. We been doing this shit. Oh, grade. So we used to be spanking the whole hood at every game, folks. Like, every game. It don't matter what it is, folks. Nobody could really with anybody that hung with D Rose a lot, folks, because we already had folks' crib getting hella, you know, practice at this shit before it even came out, man. And I just remember D Rose for like when our life changed and shit. And I remember folks was on the run for an attempt, man. And this was the first time I seen D Rose cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, D Rose was crying, folks. Like, he was crying about that shit. He didn't want to go to jail for that attempt, folks. You know what I'm saying? When they was looking for him in the hood and they kept smacking his mama crib and all of that shit, folks was hiding in my crib. That's how he got locked up in my coat. The first mugshot D Rose ever took, that black puffer coat, that's mine. Walked out, we was in the hood before I gave him my shit so he could tote the pipe. You know what I'm saying? He don't never wear a coat before I gave him my shit because he had it on him. Oh man, put my coat on, folks. We ended up splitting up, folks, on BD. Like, man, folk got locked up in my coat for the attempt on BD. Like, and I remember when they was smacking his crib and shit, he had talked to my sister, folk. He was smoking a square, he was talking to her and shit, and he was dropping tears, folk. Like, damn, folk. And then he came to the block, folk, and I ain't gonna lie, it was like, you could see it in folks' eyes, like, damn, that shit getting him, bro. Like, they smacking his mama house, like, he can't go home, folk. He down the street at my crib. We still on the same block, folk. I stay on 60th. I stay on 61st. He on 60th. They smacking his mama shit. He at my crib, folk. Like, we evading, only going out when it's pitch black on the block and shit, folk. They looking for roads. That shit was taking a toll on him, folk. And I remember folk just seeing folks' eyes water and seeing folks cry a little bit, like, on the block. I'm like, damn, I ain't never seen folks cry about shit, bro. Like, D Rose was one, even when we was shorties, he never cried, bro. Like, D Rose used to be, like, he never would cry, bro. Like, certain shit just never affected him, bro. On BD, I used to be crying like a motherfucker, folk. I used to cry. For all you crying, all that, folk. Oh, bro, that man was never fazed by shit, bro. I'm talking about even when we was innocent kids, he wouldn't cry, folk. You would have to shoot him in the face to make him cry, folk. I'm telling you, folk. That man won't drop no tear, folk. But when that shit, and he wasn't even like he was crying, like, ooh, he was just like, he'd sit on the stool or something in the hood or sit on something and like, folk. You know, like he, like, you know, like that, like you, a little tear come out, like, damn, bro, like, I done did on BD. So I remember that shit, and I remember being there like, damn, bro, on BD, I love you, bro, great, you know what I'm saying?
Now, did he beat this case, or did he do some time for this case?
No, he beat it. He did do a year and a half. He was booked from like the end of 12 or the middle of 2012. It was the middle of 2012. He got out January of 2014. He had beat that shit right after we dropped 600 Part 2. And we was up in the video with Free D Rose sweaters and shit. He beat that case a month later, folks. You know what I'm saying? He beat that shit a month later, came home to the block. Then he got locked up 4 months after that for a murder. And he been gone there since.
Did he know he was getting locked up for the body? Like, what was his, reaction, or did you have a reaction from him when he found out that, they were looking for him for a body?
Man, that body shit was out the blue, bro, because he was an innocent person. Like, they got the wrong person on that murder. Like, everybody in Iraq that is familiar with this case know he didn't kill that person, folks. But this is what they was going to do to D Rose, for I always tell people, folks, when folks first came home, they told him they ain't want him in our district, folks. Like, they slid on him, the police let him know, ain't no living over here, bro. Don't do nothing over here. You know what I'm saying? They wanted Shorty. Like, soon as he didn't have a chance to even really be home, the police let him know, like, don't be over here, don't do shit over here. Anything happen, we coming to get you. You know, like, that's the type of mystique D Rose had, folks. Like, D Rose, folks, the police thought everybody that dropped, folks, was his, folks. Like, that's how much all them yelling folks' name and them song. You know, Keef was doing that with him. So Keef the GOAT. Keef the first nigga everybody looking at, folks. So whoever name he mentioning is like the GOAT of having a name mentioned on BD. Like, the GOAT mentioned your name. He the first rapper ever did some shit like this. He steady yelling out. We got the GOAT of drill steady yelling out this one little boy's name. So now it's high as hot as Sosa get. It's like D Rose getting equally as hot in the streets. I ain't gonna lie. Every hype keep getting in music. Sosa get. I mean, I've been getting that on the block in the field, folks. Like, folks, D Rose was literally, folks, like the damn president, folks. I'm talking about every block we was clicked up with claim D Rose, folks. D Rose from the 6. He from 4-6. Well, D Rose, THF, 600, 300, Oak Block, Blackgate, Front Street. All these blocks will claim Rose. Right now, to this day, you ask any of them niggas, they'll tell you D Rose from right here. He from our block. He one of us. Like, everybody loves Shorty's soul, bro. Like, I'm talking about everybody. Every hood he go into, red carpet. They rolling that shit out on BD all day long on Folding Grade. Like, folks are real gold in this shit on Steve. Like, so the police was hating on Shorty. On BD, they was hating on him. They see all the love he get. They blaming him for shit he ain't do and all that goof ass shit. You know, it was just shit like that.
Now, he gets picked up, and I believe at some point, everybody wants Chief Keef to bail him out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
What is that like? And I'm sure his bail was probably quite a bit.
Yeah, it was 100,000. You know what I'm saying? It was $100. And I don't want to say, like, that shit was reachable for sure. You know what I'm saying? But
so that was like a total of 100,000 and you had to come up with 10%? Or was 100,000, was it $1 million bond and they had to come up with 100,000?
It was $1 million. It was $1 million. A deed bond. So they had to come up with 100,000. But the reason why D Rose was so salty about that shit, because like I said, it wasn't one person that it had to fall on. Like I said, bro, D Rose was loved by so many different hoods. So nigga, it was enough with money at the time to put their money together to bring him home. And that's why he was kind of up about the shit, you know. He was kind of on some shit like, you know, like, damn, for it's like 5 rappers right now that I know at least could got 50K on their own, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you can't put up 10, I know, so got this, you know, like he was on some shit like that, folk. But I don't know, man, like it's kind of hard for me to really count folks in them pockets, folk, because you know, that whole shit with Sosa and Top and them happened over $7,500 for 5. Like, that shit, like, folk, like, that shit, like, folk them, like, folks, like, was trying to, they was waiting on 7,500. So a mother trying to come up with 100,000, like, bro, you know, it's so crazy. Like, man, like, you would really be counting pockets, you see what's going on, you think it's more around than it is, folks. You know what I'm saying? You thinking about that 6 million a motherfucker signed to, you think all of that is in their bank on phone them. Like, you see a spending this and that, you like, they got it, folks. They got it. They gotta have it. But just looking back on shit that, like, I know now, it probably wasn't around like we thought. It's around now for real. I ain't gonna lie, like, D Rose would have caught that shit right now, man. D Rose would have got out the same day, folks, like, or the next day. Like, if he had a bump, folks, they go touch that, folks. All these that he wanted to come reach for him, they all got 20 million now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit would have been nothing, folks. Well, not they all do. Let me rephrase that. They all millionaires now. Like, a lot of folk like ain't really become millionaire. Like Smirk, he been on, but he really ain't even become a millionaire till he moved to the A. Like, you know, like, so a lot of motherfuckers, you see a motherfucker popping they shit and shit, you think everybody having their way, but you know, it just wasn't. I don't think it was around how we thought at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really even blame folks now.
Yeah, it seemed like Chief Keef, like a lot was kind of put on his plate as far as like taking care of the hood, and you know, it seems like a lot of people are mad at him for not helping out more.
Yeah.
You know, but it seems like there's a lot of situations, you know, and you know, how much can you realistically expect somebody to do?
And on top of that, like bro, So did do a lot. I hate when even made it seem like he never did shit before they started asking him for shit. Like, So did shit, bro. Like, I can't even talk about some of the shit he actually put out here in the hood because he'll probably get booked on BD. But like, bro, he did enough. He did a lot, folk. Like, he did some things. Now, did he come out and do what Vaughn was doing with his money? No. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, this is why I tell all the time about being the first to do some shit. You don't have people to follow. You know what I'm saying? When you're the first person to do something, you don't have a example to come behind for you to follow. Sosa the first to have all this type of money and do the things he do. He don't got an example. By the time Vaughn got on, he knew he had the blueprint. What to do, what not to do. How to do this, how to not do this. How to stay lit, how to fall off. He knew that. Sosa didn't have that. Sosa was willy-nilly with this shit. And he was way younger than V-Roy. Folks are real YN getting this shit before his 17th birthday. On BD. Like, I'm talking about real 16-year-old should be somewhere, a sophomore and junior in high school. Folks on the pulling up on 4Gs and shit. Like, he ain't have an example. So I don't really blame, I don't even blame folk for that shit. It's like, you know, he did what he felt was right, and he did what he could, folks. Now, if he had hella examples showing him how to do this shit and he did some shit, then that'll be different. But folks, he was trying to hold all this shit together the best way he could. He didn't have no examples, folks. He didn't know how to do it. Another they show him the way, or he didn't have a blueprint in front of him. Like all of use Sosa blueprint. Everybody that come from our hood use Social Blueprint, bro. We all do. We all use it to this day. We know how to maneuver, chase a sack, get money through music, all of that shit because of Soul. He don't get on. We don't know the ins and outs. We don't know how to maneuver, how to do certain things and what not to do. We don't know that shit without having him. So it's like, I ain't gonna lie, when you don't got no examples and you kind of learning on the fly and you a YN and all of that, who could say another would have did it any better, folks? You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of responsibility for a 16-year-old kid. Bro,
man, bro. Then half the niggas asking him for shit wouldn't even really with him when he was broke. You got all these motherfuckers and he with niggas because he respect them though. Like it was a lot of respectable folk that before folks really got it, it wasn't, new folks and always showed love, but it wasn't wanted to be besties and be in folks' cars and be at his house every day. Y'all want like that when folk was up. I used to see y'all at his grandma crib like that on BD. Like, but when that check hit, it's a lot of in his business that really ain't even support folks till they knew it was really real. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Yeah, man. Well, Tay, man, I appreciate you. I love sitting down with you, getting the history, man. Dope shit, man.
Hey man, it's always love when we come through, man. It's always heat when we lock in, bro. So anytime, you already know, man. Your name Capone. I gotta show you some love, folks. You know what I'm saying? Your name Capone, man. Shout out Cam Capone, man. Let's take Capone in the building, man. I gotta show my man some love, folks.
That's what it is, dog.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.